So now that we have our text arranged how we want it, we're going to go ahead and texture this. So let's double click down here in the materials manager to create our new material. We'll just call this gray. So what we're going to do is go into color, and we'll just choose some sort of like mid-gray. Reflectance, let's go add reflection legacy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come down here into the brightness, just kind of bring that down just a little bit. And where it says texture, let's go ahead and add a Fresnel texture. And I'll bring the strength of that down just a little bit as well. Alright, and now we're going to duplicate this, Command C, Command V, and we'll call this light. So let's go into this color, and we'll just change this to a little bit lighter color. Maybe we can add a little bit of yellow to this. There we go. Alright, so now we're going to take this gray and we're going to drop it on this N, and now we'll take this light, drop it on the N as well. With this lighter color selected, where it says selection down here in the attributes manager, let's type in C for cat, 1, hit OK. What that's going to do is it's going to apply one material to the face of this and one material to the back of this. So let's make this gray just a little bit darker. There we go. So now we're just going to duplicate all of these. So I'm holding down Command on the Mac and just dragging these to the other letters. Alright, so now they have all of them have some sort of consistency. So now if we take a render, we're going to see that we don't have any sort of reflections in this besides the letters reflecting into each other. It's because we don't have any reflectance set up or anything around these letters to reflect into the letters. So what we're going to do at this point is create a sky object. So let's go and create a sky. And then what we're going to do, let's take another render, see how that affected our scene. Now we get this gray background. So what we're going to do is, I don't actually like the color of this light. I'm just going to make it just a little bit brighter. There we go. So now we're going to add an HDRI image to the background. So if you go into the content browser and you type in HDRI, it'll give you a bunch of HDRI images to choose from. So here's one of them. You can go into here. There's a bunch of these as well. We could probably see this a little bit better if we zoom in. Let's go back. So you could choose some from this folder if you wanted. So if you double click this, what's going to happen is it opens up in the picture viewer. So you can go ahead and save this file, save as, still image, and we could save it right on the desktop. Right, so you can use that one or any other one. You can find a lot of HDRI images for free online. So what we're going to do is create one more material, double click this, we'll call this HDRI, and then we'll undo reflectance, and in the color channel we'll go into texture, and right where it says texture, these three little dots, we'll click those, and let's import some sort of HDRI. And now we'll take this HDRI and drop it right on our sky. So now when we take a render, now we're getting all these reflections from these orange clouds back into our letters. Alright, so at this point we can get out of our camera view, and if we wanted more reflectance, or if we wanted to change this around a little bit, all we have to do is select the sky, rotate it however you want, go back into our camera view, take another render, see how that affects our scene, until you get it where you're happy with the reflections. So that's the next step. Let's move on to creating some displacement maps.